Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Rabbi.
We're learning Mishnah Shabbos, Perek Chaf Aleph, chapter 21. We're up to Mishnah Beis, Mishnah 2. I'd like to dedicate this morning's Mishnah in memory of my mother, Mr. Shalom Mishabinowitz, Shalom Esmas Rav Yaakov Eliezer. Okay. Ha'evin Shalpia Chavis. You've got a rock on top of a barrel. Now, a rock is muksa. It's on top of the barrel. You want it off the top of the barrel because you want to open the barrel. So, how are you going to do that? You cannot go ahead and take off the rock. You can't handle the rock directly. It's muktzah. So what do? Mata al tzida v'hinoi felas. You tip it over on its side and it falls off. Now what we have here is an example of moving an object that's not muktzah. The barrel is not muktzah. But by moving the barrel that's not muktzah, you cause the muktzah to move also. So it's indirect. And we're saying here that you're moving it comes out that the muktzah is being moved indirectly, not for the muktzah object, but for the permitted object. I want to be able to get into the barrel. So I am allowed to tilt it over on its side. That implies that it means I take it and I tilt it. Can I pick it up and then kind of shake it off? That I can't do because when I lift up something, I'm moving it more than when I tilt it. And therefore, if I can just do what I want to do, I can do my direct moving of muktzah in a lesser movement. That's what I got to do. So I just tilt it. However, but let's say this barrel is amongst other barrels, and if you tip it over on the side and the rock falls off, it's going to fall onto another barrel and smash it. Magabiya umata al tzida v'hinoi felas. Then you could lift it up, carry it away to a safer place, tilt it so the rock falls off, and then you're fine.
Try that on me again.
You can pick it up, take it away from near the other barrels, so that when you tilt the rock, it'll just fall away and not on the other barrels. So here, because I cannot remove the rock, just by tilting it, because I'm going to break the other rocks, there's a need to actually have to pick it up and move it. I can do that. Now, it's important to know. Let's go to the next case, and then we'll explain a little bit more. Moisha alakar. If you have money that is on top of a pillow, okay, money's muktzah. It's sitting on the pillow. I want to use the pillow. Noyer esakar. You shake the pillow. They ain't knifeless, and the money falls off. Again, you're not going to pick up the pillow and tip it off. You'll just shake it off. You'll move the pillow as least as possible, and that will cause the muktzah to fall off, and that's fine to do. But to pick it up and then tilt it over, it's not needed. Which typically in this kind of case it won't be needed. You don't have to do it. Now, we have discussed until now many times before that there is a concept called basis, right? It's a base for muktzah is muktzah. So in both these cases where the stone is on top of the barrel and the money is on top of the pillow, it would seem that the barrel is a base for the muktzah and the money is a base for the money. The pillow is the base for the money. And therefore, as a base for muktzah, they should be muktzah too. The answer is, says the Bartanura, that the only time a permitted object becomes a base for the muktzah that's sitting on top of it is if I put the muktzah on it intentionally and I intend to leave it there as Shabbos begins. But let's say I put the rock on the barrel and I intended to take it off before Shabbos, but I forgot. The money was on the pillow because I put it there, but I didn't mean to leave it there, but I forgot to take it off, then it doesn't become a basis. So therefore, in both these cases where you're being able to move the barrel, just tilt the barrel to move the muktzah, in both those cases, we have to say the barrel did not become a basis, a base for the muktzah, because you didn't mean to leave it there. It was a mistake that it was left there into Shabbos. Okay, that's one thing. Number two is that in this case of the pillow, where we say shake the pillow and the money falls off, but you can't lift up the pillow. That's because you need the pillow. So since I need the pillow, shake the money off, everything will be fine. But let's say I need where the pillow is sitting. I I need where the pillow is sitting. So then I can pick up the whole thing and move it. Because that's what I need to do. But again, in all these cases, it has to be talking about that halachically, the base, the thing that muktzah is sitting on, didn't become the basis, a base for it. Next case. Haisa alav lishleshes. Back to the case of a pillow. A lishleshes, there is a lishleshes on it. Lishleshes means some kind of dirt, some kind of filth was on the pillow. Okay, you want to clean it off, which you can. So mekancha bismartut, you wipe it off with a rag. You do not pour water on it. If it's a cloth pillow, the pillow is made out of cloth, you can wipe off the filth, but you cannot pour water on it to get the filth off. Haisa shel ar. Now let's say this pillow was made of leather or it has a leather cover to it. Then you could pour water on it until you get rid of the whole thing. So if it's made out of cloth, I cannot pour the water. If it's made out of leather, or as leather covering, that's where the filth is sitting, I can pour water on it until the filth washes away. What's the difference? So the answer is, by cloth is absorbent. So when the halacha is by just pouring water on an absorbent cloth, you are doing the malacha of machabes, laundering. Cannot launder clothing on Shabbos. So if you have something cloth and you pour water on it, it absorbs the water, and that alone gets the dirt loosened up, and that's already considered an act of cleaning. So therefore, to go ahead, if I want to just wipe off the dirt, okay, I'm wiping off the dirt, I move the dirt. The dirt's not considered a problem of muktzah because things that disgust you can move. But to go ahead and actually pour water on it to wash it off, you can have a problem because you're pouring water on the pillow, which is made of cloth, which absorbs the water, and that's considered laundering the pillow. If it's leather, and you pour water on it, leather is not that absorbent. The water is just going to wash off the dirt. It's not going to penetrate into the leather. What you cannot do with leather, right, is pour water on it and then rub the sides together. In a case where we're talking about soft leather, which is somewhat absorbent, and now you're already rubbing it together, then already it's going to absorb some of the water, and therefore that would constitute laundering. So the Mishnah says, when you're dealing with this filth, if it's on a cloth pillow, wipe it off. You can't just pour the water on it. If it's covered with leather, you can pour the water on it, but you can't rub it together. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rabbi.